Guys, here we are again. I'm Miss Cookie Peters, aka Princess Lady Barber 1. Today's practical is going to be the State Board perming section of the head of permanent weight. The state is only requiring us to do 4 rods. So with that being said, let's get started. My hands are already sanitized and I have already put on my gloves for my chemical service. This section needs to be wet because this is where I'm going to put my rods. And if you want to know how much hair goes in a rod, because you were absent that day when they went through it in school, it's the width and circumference of the rod. Width, circumference. And sometimes it could measure out to 3 fingers. So here we go. I need this entire section. I don't need this section on the bottom, so I'm going to clamp it off. Make your life easy. Get the hair out of the way. And when I roll a rod, I like to start from the bottom, make my life a lot easier. And does neatness count? Absolutely. And once again, make sure your manicure is nice and trimmed. And that way, the likelihood of you having fish hooks is slim to none. Take your end papers, guys. This is a trick. I always like doing this. Take your end papers, put it in your hand. Take your rat tail comb and just fan. I know this is pretty cool, right? See? Okay. Take your end papers, and you're doing what they call book ends. Take it down to the end. Take your rod, make sure you get all the hair, and I'm going to do on base.
Miss P, does it matter which way you want to roll?
You want to roll under.
As far as like on base, off base?
Okay, so you can do either one, but it's going to be either on or half.
Okay.
Off base is not going to work for you.
Okay.
Because if someone's paying for that service, they want all the hair to be curled from the root to the end and not a half an inch and then curl. Okay? Because it needs to look natural, like it came out of your scalp per se.
You know what I'm on.
And guys, when you're packing your bag, you only have to do 4 rods, but my recommendation is for you to take a couple extra because you might get nervous and you might drop it. Because if you drop one, you're gonna have to pick it up, rinse it off, come back, change gloves, and that's just a whole lot of stuff, whereas if you had just prepared and just get another rod. Making sure you're keeping the hair saturated. That's the best way to get it on the rod. catch those little ends. Those of you that are trying to zoom in to see if I got them, I got them.
Ms. B,
Yes.
do you create the tension right there when you roll down?
You sure do. Because if you don't, it'll be saggy and soggy. And so the rods are like $1.99 for a pack of 12. My suggestion is, instead of you stealing them from your school, y'all know y'all steal, just go ahead and buy your brand new pack because the rubber band will be tight. And you're probably out there saying, she's crazy. I am, but guess what? I'm effective and you know what I'm talking about. Is that right, students?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Last one. So we think we're through? Not. So now you have to get your cotton coil. Take your cotton coil, wrap it around, and let me give you something free. If you're cheap and you don't want to buy a box, if you have cotton balls at home and it's a jumbo, then you can unroll that and use the same thing. So now they want saturation. You're going to saturate each rod, rolling it back and forth. The rater will come over and say, remove a rod. So when you get ready to remove a rod, do it as easy as you can. They're looking for your S pattern. And no fish hook.
What's the problem?
Make sure everything is nice and neat and raise your hand. You're going to raise your hand after every procedure that you do, and I didn't do that in the very beginning, but you're going to do that every time. And once you do that, you can't touch anything. You just can't. Make sure whatever it is that you need to do, do it prior to raising your hand, okay?